So today I wanted to talk a little bit about the garden. When Josh and I were looking for houses, it was important for us to be able to have enough space to be able to start a garden. I have never grown anything in my entire life. I'm lucky that I remember to feed the dog. Then you add chickens to the mix, and then you add vegetable plants to the mix, and it's like, oh, I have to water them daily. Oh, I have to prune them. Like, what does that even mean? So I had to do a lot of research. I read a lot of blogs. Pinterest was a huge help. I watched other YouTubers. I felt really confident going in, like I'm going to go in strong. I ordered over 30 different varieties of seeds, which is crazy. But I was like, yeah, I got this. I read so much about it. I know what I'm doing. Wrong. That was not the case. You can read and read and read. You can watch all these different videos, but until you're actually doing it, you have no idea what you're getting yourself into, honestly. That's how I feel. I still feel like that, even though the plants are in the beds. Some things are just, I think, are a total loss at this point. I have things planted and the marker, like the sun bleached the marker off the garden stick. So I don't even know what's there. No clue. I don't know how to identify plants or vegetables yet. So you guys have any tips, let me know. Definitely open to suggestions. Yeah. So our last frost here is in April. So I started the seeds in mid-March, I think. I don't know that I started them early enough, is part of the problem. And I also think that I planted them a little too soon. I mean, I have tomato plants planted that are like this tall out of the soil. Are those gonna fruit this year? Probably not. I don't know, maybe it'll be a late bloomer. Who knows? So I felt because some of the seeds that I started aren't doing well, like peppers and tomatoes, eggplant, lettuce, spinach, whatever. All these things weren't doing very well. So I found this Alaska fish fertilizer. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of it, but it says it's great for all indoor and outdoor plants, for organic gardening, and that it won't burn your plants. So that's a huge thing I read a lot about, was that if you fertilize your plants, first of all, I didn't want to fertilize because I want them to be organic. I don't want to add all these chemicals into them. So this is organic, so that's a plus. And it really smells like fish. Like, let me just open the cap. I know you guys can't smell it, but look at this stuff. It's gross. You open it up, like shake it and everything, and it's like sludge coming out of there. And you mix it with a gallon of water and everything. Well, anyways, so I used it last night. Now it says you can use this every 3 weeks. So even though it says it won't burn, I'm really hoping that that's true, because on some of the plants that aren't very tall yet, I'm talking like itty bitty little guys, I just kind of sprayed it all over the bed. So I really hope that they live up to what they say and that it won't burn, because if they do, I just lost all those little bitty plants. Granted, they probably won't grow, but still, that would still suck to lose them. I think that next year what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the seeds earlier. They will not be started in the basement, and either I'll put them in the garage, or what I would really like to do, which I think I have to convince Josh just a little bit on this. I want to get a greenhouse. I'm not talking like this big extravagant barn-sized greenhouse. I'm talking like, I don't know, 5x5, 8x8, something, that'll fit perfectly fine right next to the garden. And that way I can start all these vegetables ahead of time, get ahead of the game, in hopes that I can produce. Now, we found this lady on Facebook who was selling a bunch of plants, and she claims that they're all heirloom or organic. Do we know that for 100% certainty? No. We just kind of got to believe her and hope that they really are. So we got a couple different varieties from her. We got a couple tomato plants, peppers, cabbage, broccoli, squash, zucchini. Now, granted, these are all things that I already have planted, but they're tiny and I don't think they're going to produce. So her plants are huge. I've already got to tie them back. They're so big and they're already flowering. But yeah, so if you guys have any like tips or tricks on vegetable gardening, let me know. I am open to all sorts of suggestions. I also was watching another YouTuber yesterday, The Sweet Life of Zach and Christy, spelled the same way as me, so that's pretty cool name. She started her herbs outside, like her basil, her cilantro, rosemary, and like all of that. And it says to plant them in sunlight, but hers burned. Like, they're not good. She had to restart them. Same exact problem I had. It says to grow them in the sun and that they're good in sunny locations. That is false. Mine completely burned and shriveled to nothing. So now I'm going to start those again, but I'm going to start them in pots, and I'm going to start them either on the patio table so they're not in like direct sunlight all the time, or inside on like the ledge for the window right above the sink. Will it work? I don't know, but I'm willing to try it. So yeah. So another thing, like, I think that if you are an impatient person like I am, like, gardening is going to be really tough for you, because especially if you're starting your own plants, because you have to wait, you know, a week to 3 weeks or however long for your seeds to germinate. Then you've got to let them grow a little bit, like the seedlings or whatever they're called. They got to grow. And then you've got to plant them. And then you've got to wait a couple, you know, some things take like a couple months before they start producing. So then you've got to wait in hopes that they're going to produce for you. This is not the type of hobby for an impatient person. This gardening, all of this gardening is definitely teaching me patience. Yeah, I'm having a hard time with it. Like, if I'm starting something, like, I want results, and I want results now. So it's a little tough for me. But yeah, we'll see how this goes.